What's up? Today I'm back again with another lesson on how to best play against the move 1c4. So do stay tuned for more chess. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name is Rando and I will be your host in the channel, continuing great chess content coming your way. Do consider subscribing and let's get going. So in this instance we will be playing black. Let me flip the board. And lots of players actually do struggle against the move 1c4, hence it is not the most popular option, which can be at the bottom list of your preparation. So if you can get a chance to be prepared against this opening, then why not? So try this weapon out. It's a great a weapon that can actually help you win a lot of your games, and it will come with the bonus lessons that are really spicy, and they will add that little bit of flavor in your games. So let's get going. If white opens the game with 1c4, then in this instance we will play the move 1e5. In my other video I covered the move knight to f6, and the link will be in the description below to check that one out. But for now, let's check out this one. This is called the King's English, because you open with the king's pawn move with pawn e5. So let's check the game out. The game was played between two strong players, so do check it out. After e5, knight to c3, knight f6. These are all the most played moves in this line. White normally plays knight f3, putting pressure on the e5 pawn, and in this instance we defend the pawn with knight to c6, and white normally goes pawn d3 or pawn e3, and in this line the white player played the move pawn to e3, and black continued with d5 here, gaining more central control in the center, and preparing to develop the light squared bishop. And as you can see now, black is going to have smooth development in the game, which is really essential in the opening stage. The game continued with cd5, knight d5, and white continued with bishop to c4, and black played a strange move, which is according to the computer not the best move, but in my opinion it's actually a fine move, because there is no real way for white to punish such a move, and it is actually a normal move that you may consider. Black played the move bishop to e6 here, defending the knight on e6. Hence the computer recommended in this position, sorry about that, in this position after bishop to c4, the computer recommended knight takes on c3, and after d takes on c3, queen takes on d1, king takes on d1, and we have this following position, which is dry in my opinion, and it is with a precise play you can actually go on and prove your advantage as black. But with a more dynamic position, both players have more chances, which I think is the main reason why the black player did not go for this. So the game in this position continued with bishop to f5, and then after e4, black would castle along with check. As you can see that the bishop cannot be captured because the king is in check, and after king to e1, then bishop takes on e4, knight g5, putting pressure on the f7 pawn, and bishop takes on g2, and after long precise play, the game should relatively end in a draw. For instance, after something like rook g1, then bishop to d5, defending the pawn. Bishop takes on d5, rook takes on d5, knight takes on f7, rook g8, knight h6, then rook h8. Even players can repeat moves in this line, which is not the best way to play for a win. So I might quite understand the move bishop to e6 here, and white played the move queen to b3, putting strong pressure on black's center, and black played the move knight to a5. In this instance, as you can see, this is a double attack because it attacks the queen and the bishop, and white continued with queen to a4 check, and black continued with c6 covering the king, and white here played a blunder, which is knight takes on e5. So most players would not be actually able to identify why this move is a blunder, and the best way to do this is I actually mentioned in my previous videos, is that in every move that you play in a game of chess, you need to perform an anti-blunder check. So the anti-blunder works this way. So coming back in this position before you played knight takes on e5, as white, let's flip the board for white in this instance. So as white in this position, you first check the idea behind the opponent's last move. So you check, okay, c6 covers the king from the check, and okay, in this instance I can continue my development with long castling, or I can take the pawn on e5. Okay, let's first calculate the most forcing move, which is knight takes on e5, because we need to play the attacking moves if we can. So the attacking moves are the moves that move into your opponent's half of the board that take or attack something. So in this instance, you will actually see that, okay, I have knight takes on e5, and okay, if I play the move knight takes on e5, what is the most forcing reply that my opponent can play? Okay, after the move knight takes on e5, then you would see that my opponent has the move knight takes on c3, which is a counter blow, because now it attacks my queen. And after I recapture here the knight, then my opponent plays the move knight takes on c4, and if I can recapture here, then they have this annoying move b5, which is a fork. Then coming back, you would notice that this move will lead to material loss, and then you will find a better move that just continues the opening tasks, which is to develop the minor pieces to castle and connect your rooks, and then you just make a normal move following these tasks, and you will have a normal game of chess. So coming back in this position, let's flip the board again for black. Coming back in this position after knight takes on e5, the black player played the move knight takes on c3, which is indeed the strongest move as it attacks the queen currently. And yeah, black is following the principle of attack, which is to play the move into the opponent's half of the board that takes or attacks something. And in this instance, you see that the move knight takes on c3 attacks the queen on a4, and it took the knight on c3. Okay, the game continued knight takes on c6, which is also, I think, another horrible mistake, because after the move knight takes on a4 and knight takes on d8, rook takes on d8, bishop to b5 check, bishop to d7, I think the game continued with bishop takes on d7 check, king takes on d7, and as you can see now, black is simply up 2 pieces. Time for white to pack bags and go home. So white continued with d4, then bishop to b4 check, And after bishop to d2, bishop takes on d2, king takes on d2, and rook c8. White has a difficult position to defend, and yeah, it is basically hopeless. And white continued with a few moves, e4, then knight c4 check, king to d3, and knight a takes on b2 check. After king to e2, black continued with he8, bringing the last active piece in the game, the only piece that did not move here quite in the game, and now it puts pressure on the e4 pawn, and black is having a much more active position with more material in the board. So after rook hc1, which I quite don't understand, black played rook takes on e4 check, and after the move king to f3, black continued with rook takes on d4, and it was in this position that the white player resigned the game. Well, there is nothing to play for in this position, as the move knight d3 is coming, and the king will simply be in the mating net with moves like f4, g4, and all those nasty threats. Hence, black is still up 2 pieces in the moment, and white has nothing in compensation. So that was the game. I hope that you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to take into those tips in your games, that you need to perform the anti-blunder check as always, and you need to track the opponent's plans and ideas as carefully as you track your own. So that was the quick review on how to play against 1c4 and the game in general, and consider using this in your own games as well. Don't forget to share the video with your friends so that they can blunder less in their games as well. Hope that you enjoyed watching this. Consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to leave your comments down below, and I wish you a lot of nice victories ahead, and have a great rest of your day.